Live from downtown Vancouver at the Vancouver Film School campus, it's time for EP Live. Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday that is going to lead into a very fun weekend. I promise you, you're all going to have a great time this weekend because there's lots to play and there's lots to do. It is that busy time of the year when all of the entertainment companies around the world say, let's just release everything right now. And so it keeps us very busy reviewing all this stuff and putting content together. But I've been having a great time playing games and seeing movies, and we've got some good things to talk about today. Joker, Breakpoint. We've got a great buried treasure for you as well. And we've also got some great people in the audience. It's good to see everybody here. Thank you for coming. This rundown is the first thing that we're going to start off with, as we always do here on EPN, which you could watch live and in person, by the way. If you're in the Vancouver area, it's at the VFS Cafe at 390 West Hastings, right downtown. And we'd love it if you come and join us. But this rundown is dedicated to Luke Lau, who says, my first game, Cap and the Avengers for the Sega Genesis, at the arcade. I remember not knowing Vision's name and just wanting to play as Golden Guy. I think I played it at my first grade birthday party. I just did a 16-bit superhero on that game, and it's terrific. All right, Luke Lau, this rundown is all yours. Now, one of the biggest game publishers in the world is embracing cloud streaming. Rockstar Games has finally announced the long-awaited PC version of last year's Red Dead Redemption 2. And on top of that, one of the places that it'll be available is Google's Stadia streaming platform. This means it will be the first Rockstar title available on Stadia, although there are rumors that GTA 5 is coming along as well, with that game having recently launched on the PlayStation 4's cloud streaming platform, PlayStation Now. Either way, it's safe to say that Rockstar is jumping into the cloud gaming revolution, so expect more and more big game makers to follow. Stadia launches next month, and that's kind of freaky that we're getting a massive kind of endeavor from Google happening so soon. It's next month, and it feels, I mean, this is a big announcement, but it feels like, when is the info coming? You know, when are the accolades? And like, I don't have my copy yet. I actually, Jade's working over there, so of course I signed up to support her. And I've got lots of other friends over there as well, Phil Harrison. And I said, yeah, I want to see that. I hope it works. I hope it's phenomenal, but I don't have any access to anything. I feel like it's kind of launching quietly, which seems weird for such a massive platform like that. But I also kind of feel that way about Apple Arcade, with Apple, announcing stuff and showing games on the keynote, but I don't feel like lots of people are talking about Apple Arcade. Do you guys know about Apple Arcade? Yeah, are you signed up? Oh, you watched the video that I did? Okay, thank you. Yeah, but I feel like this streaming revolution is coming and more people should be talking about all of this stuff. But I am excited. I can't wait. I'm also super excited that Rockstar is figuring out more ways to get money out of people with their games and different platforms. I think people have been wanting a lot of these titles on PC for a long time. A lot of their titles on PC for a long time, especially Red Dead. So that's super exciting. Can't wait. All right, Nintendo has given Super Mario Maker 2 something that it frankly should have had all along. The latest update for the creation game adds the long-requested Play with Friends feature, allowing players to join their friends and play levels with them online. This very basic feature was noticeably absent from the game at launch, much to the chagrin of players everywhere. Like other Switch games, you'll need an active Switch Online subscription to access multiplayer. When the subscription launched last year, Nintendo promised that it would give them the revenue to improve their online services, and few changes have really happened since then. So, yeah, I think that this is great that this is happening, but I also think that we can start to expect a little more from the Nintendo online subscription in general. I feel like it's still kind of ludicrous that we have to have smartphones attached to access voice chat and stuff like that. But we get SNES games if you sign up for the online subscription. So you got to take the good with the bad with regards to Nintendo. And they haven't charged that much, which is pretty cool. But it would be good if they kept the price low, kept the games coming, like the classic games coming, and then upped the features, and really embraced sort of the online opportunities that exist there. We know it's coming. We know that Nintendo is also going to be playing in the subscription streaming space in the not too distant future, but they'll probably take the wait and see attitude that they always do and then come in with their own kind of zag while everybody else is zigging. Yeah, and they will improve. That's the only way for them to go. It's just okay right now, so we know it'll get better. Now, Nathan Drake has found a new director to guide him on his journey to theaters. Sony Pictures has announced that the big screen Uncharted movie will be helmed by Bumblebee and Kubo and the Two Strings director Travis Knight. He replaces 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg, who recently dropped out. And several other big filmmakers have also come and gone as the game has struggled to find its way to theaters for more than a decade. This latest incarnation is set to star Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland, who recently just rescued Spider-Man as part of the MCU by calling Bob Iger at Disney and making everybody get along and bring Spider-Man back. So Tom Holland is a superhero in real life. And it already has a release date set for December 2020, but don't be surprised if the Uncharted movie gets pushed back. Here's the thing that I've been thinking about this Uncharted movie. It's an amazing property. The games are so cinematic already. It feels like you're playing a movie. That's one of the great sort of cornerstones of the franchise. But why haven't they done more with Uncharted as a property, across other storytelling mediums? Like, why don't we get a monthly Nathan Drake comic series? I think that makes tons of sense. They've made indelible, super memorable characters with a great sense of humor, lots of cool adventure beats across all the games. It's great fodder to make a new comic series, and they don't have that kind of thing out there. They've done, comics attached to game launches and stuff like that, but there's a lot that we could be doing with Uncharted as a property. Maybe it makes more sense for Uncharted to be a series. Now, I liked what Travis Knight did with Bumblebee. I think he's a good choice to be the director. I think that was his first live action stuff. He'd done a lot of animation stuff, and it was very good. I mean, he was very competent. Bumblebee was a solid film, especially if you're a Gen 1 Transformers fan like Johnny Millennium is, and I saw it with him, and he was an elated little baby with his toy. He was like, oh my God. It was awesome. I wish you guys could have seen that. But I enjoyed Bumblebee, and I watched a lot of behind the scenes stuff sort of leading up to the film and then afterwards, and I like Travis Knight. I am disappointed that Dan Trachtenberg, who I've known for years, he's friends with lots of people that I know in the gaming space because he was part of the Totally Rad show, and I wish that he was the guy that was still in charge of Uncharted, and when he writes his tell-all book and we find out why he left the project, that's going to be interesting. Still, I'm psyched for this movie. I don't know if Tom Holland is the right guy, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it's good. All right, now one of the biggest Marvel games of all time is getting a sequel. Game maker Kabam has announced Marvel Realm of Champions, a follow-up to their hit 2014 fighting game, Contest of Champions. No gameplay has been revealed, but we do know that it'll be once again see the Marvel heroes and villains fight each other, this time on the far-off Marvel planet known as Battle World. That means players can expect different cosmic-style maps in both PvE and PvP matches. Realm of Champions is due out next year, and I loved Contest of Champions when it first came out. I had lots of friends, that were addicted to it. Some of them actually from the game development community that was just blown away by the mechanics and the art and all the character collection. But I think we are moving quickly away from the microtransaction model and the copious amounts of different storefronts and currency collection that is a big part of mobile gaming right now with what Apple has got out there with Apple Arcade and what Google's got out there with Play Pass. So it'll be interesting to see if this hits with that same kind of impact that Contest of Champions did, or maybe there's going to be a bit of a kind of a new direction for this game so that it'll be, imagine if they had a huge Marvel game like this be included as part of Apple Arcade and Google Play Pass. That would bring a lot of people to those platforms and presumably make people a lot of money in a different way. Now, it's hard to contend with the success of Contest of Champions, so, and Kabam knows what they're doing. They know this space very well. But I just read a report today, actually, that, one of the big things that a lot of free-to-play game makers have to do in mobile is they spend a fortune to convert on people playing their games. And it's going to get harder and harder, especially as we get into much more subscription territory across all the different platforms. So we'll see what happens there, but I am excited for Kabam and can't wait to see this game. They haven't shown off gameplay. They've really just sort of teased it with a cut sequence, but guys know I'm in, man. I like Marvel characters. All right, well, now with the Joker movie hitting theaters today, DC hasn't forgotten about their other supervillains. The new animated series Harley Quinn, focusing on who else? Harley Quinn, will premiere November 29th on the DC Universe streaming platform. The show will follow Harley after she breaks up with the Joker and forms her own version of the Legion of Doom, and there will be plenty of other DC characters like the Riddler and, yes, Batman. However, despite the colorful animation, it is not kid-friendly and promises to have its fair share of violence and profanity. Now, over on the big screen, a similar version of Harley Quinn stars in the new movie Birds of Prey, which is due out in February. I like the trailer, but I definitely got some Suicide Squad vibes off of it. I mean, it's Margot Robbie reprising a role. I hope it isn't. I hope it's not trash like Suicide Squad was. That was an insufferable film, and I hope it's nothing like that. I hope that there's a lot more cohesion and the characters get moments where we get to, know who they are and care about them. I think Margot Robbie is sensational. I think she does a great job as Harley. I think Harley is a fantastic character. I think DC and Warner Brothers are right to try to create separation from Joker. She's not just arm candy for Joker, right? She's got her own thing. And that's what these creators have got to kind of drill into and really kind of shine the spotlight on, make this character stand on her own. And I think that they will. And I have my fingers crossed for the Birds of Prey movie. I think the animated thing is probably going to do very well because DC and Warner Brothers have an amazing track record with animated stuff. Birds of Prey, I'm a little skeptical about, but hopeful, very hopeful. And that's how I'm going to end this rundown, with a sense of hopefulness. Thank you for watching that.